So I'm just gonna finish up my coffee, get packed up, and first order of the day, bombing a raging Class 3 alone in the middle of the Yukon. Cheers. It's a beautiful day. Using my cold steel Hudson Bay axe, traditional axe head style. It was sold by the Hudson Bay Company in the fur trade era, used by the voyageurs. Well, today's stacking up like it's going to be an interesting one. I start off with a raging Class 3 that I'm going to have to spend some time scouting because it just disappears thundering around a blind corner. No rapid marked on the map there. Then in about 3 kilometers from there I'm going to be hitting 4 marked rapids back to back to back. I think one of them needs to be portaged. Apparently it's just a short, like 50-60 meter portage, so I'm guessing it's just like a quick drop, like a Class 4, Class 5 waterfall basically. And then after that, I don't really know. I'm just gonna take it as it comes, but I'm hoping I can get through this unscathed. I'm feeling more confident about running this rapid today. You know, it's a nice day out, I'm well rested, had a good feed, as opposed to late, cold at night, nowhere to camp yet, so. Well, I'm going down to scout out this rapid again. I walked down and looked at it yesterday, which promptly made me firm up on the decision to camp here above it. What concerned me is what's around the corner. So I'm going to trek down a ways further and see what I can see. If there's a waterfall there, for example, I wouldn't want to run this one. And I'm going to see maybe I can line it, which is where you walk on shore holding your canoe at the end of a long rope. It's actually pretty challenging, but doable on a lot of occasions and beats the hell out of a portage. Well, it kind of looks like I might be able to semi-cheat it and just stay right the whole way. Get right past this. There's some rocks there I might hit, so I want to be kind of left of that little rock there, and then just kind of stay right through here and bomb over that wave. That's a bit of a curling wave. I don't want to hit it too much on the side. It's on my off side, because I'll be paddling right, so that could make me flip like that. So I want to hit that straight on. I don't know if I'll have time to miss it completely, but either way I might have to do kind of a cross draw brace when I hit it. And then after that, I can probably just run that wave train and eddy out on the right there without swamping. There's some rocks there and maybe a ledge, and then I don't know, there's some squirrely stuff down behind there too. So I better walk down and have a look. And then I don't know what the heck's around this corner either. An animal bone just jammed between the rocks here, I found as I'm scouting. Maybe something came to the river. Maybe that's a bad omen. Anyways, this rapid just keeps going, but it's a class 2, and then it kind of peters out and go into a swift and goes around another corner. The eddy I thought I could catch on the right here. There's some rocks in front of it, so I was hoping if I filled up I can get over there. But yeah, this is a swamping hazard, this rapid, man. And I have a heavy load. I'm not 100% familiar with how well it's going to keep the water out, but I think we should be okay. Here's the end of the Portage trail. So I think some people do carry, but it would go right up to there and then down. Okay, so here's my line. I'm gonna come down here like this. I don't know, maybe I could hit it here. Maybe that's like a pillow, but there's a lot of boils there. Down here, that's a curling wave. If you hit that curling wave, it'll point your bow to the right and then dump you facing upriver. In order to avoid this, which is gonna put me left, and in order to get far enough right to miss that, I might just carry my stuff to here and put in here. It's not even in the boat anymore, and it's like not even 50 meters. So yeah, I think that's the smart thing to do. I'm pretty sure 8 times out of 10 I could hit that, no problem, but there's some weird currents in there, and a dump right at the top of the rapid would be bad. And just down on that curling standing wave is high enough. I'd literally have a very long swim with pinning boulders and everything. It would be like 200 meter, 300 meter swim, and I do not want to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna come and put in here and just play it smart, and then go out this way and around and down. I can just feel that gut-wrenching fear in my stomach when I'm planning a line, and I'm thinking, yeah, this probably should happen. You know, I want a line where I know pretty much, you know, it's impossible to know every time, but I want to run a line where I know what's going to happen if I hit that line. I don't want to be doing any reactionary braces for the most part out here. So I'm going to just portage my gear down this gravel bar, put in at that eddy, and run this bad boy. Goal 0 is sucking up the rays here. Starting to get worried, but I managed to get a couple batteries charged last night. I got the solar generator, basically a batter that the panels are charging, is in here. Well, I'm sorry to say it, but we have another setback here. Damn it. Yeah, basically yesterday when I went to get wood, I cut down a standing dead, and I just nicked my dry suit with my saw. And I felt it at the time, but I looked, I didn't see anything, I didn't think much of it. And just this morning when I'm putting my dry suit on, there's a cut right through about 1 inch long, which is significant. A lot of water can pour into there. And when there's a hole and a lot of water's getting in while you're swimming, it prevents it from sucking tight to your body, and it can make it harder to swim. And basically it just doesn't work. So I'm having to patch it. So I'm basically putting some of the Aquaseal waterproof goo on the back of the duct tape, sticking the duct tape to it, and then putting another piece down, and then gluing all the corners and the edges that are likely to peel up, and gluing those down with the super glue. I probably should be leaving it for several hours. I don't have that kind of time, so I'm just gonna have to risk it. Fingers crossed this works and I don't fill up with water, because that water is hypothermic cold, let me tell you. Good news is that the sweater I accidentally soaked yesterday is dry. As soon as you wet something like a sweater, it's a good idea to get it dry as soon as you can. I just dried it out beside the fire last night, and then this morning beside the fire, and now just the sun is putting on the final touches. As I was walking back from a portage, beautiful caribou was right in front of my campsite. And it saw me and it panicked and swam back across the river. And I rushed to go get my camera, but by the time I got it out, I had to run to my camera, and that just spooked it more. And it booked, and I didn't get a shot of it, but pretty awesome. I just looked up and there's a freaking caribou right in front of me. Awesome. And I saw the antler here, and there's probably some caribou trails here, so beautiful. Sketchy curling wave. If I had hit that, I might have jumped. Well, that rapid scared the shit out of me, and honestly, because I did the portage, I was able to line it up perfectly, even though the spot to hit it upriver probably was okay. It was a little sketchy, and it wouldn't have brought me so far right, so I would have been challenged to avoid that that curling wave and that first huge standing wave, and they're big waves. Saw a caribou this morning, but I didn't have a camera on me. I was just coming back for another load on the portage. Got some braided river here, some small channels, some sweepers, and a pushy class 1. And we have those marked rapids coming up still. I think at least one is going to be a portage. That's the kind of thing that kind of little last minute panic you don't have when you scout. Probably would have been fine, but well, if you remember, I said that I saw a bone while scouting the rapid stuck between two rocks. Well, I just pulled over on a gravel bar because look what I found. Cool. I think we're approaching the first of the marked rapids. Rapids are here. Yeah, these braids change all the time, so the map is pretty much, you know, fairly useless. I mean, it'll tell you if you're in a braided section. Well, it looks like what I expected is pushy current and rapids right up to the marked rapid, which I'm guessing is going to be more significant. It's like some boulder dodging here, but I think I'm just going to go for it. Looks like a Class 2 wave trade. If you were hypothermatic, this huge dry wood pile is something you could fire, and that'll warm you up. That's an old trick. Well, it looks like I was right to pull over and scout this. We got another Class 3. I can't really see around the corner either, so maybe I can wade through the water and get a look, but from here it looks pretty runnable, and I think there's another one following it, so this is definitely one of the marked rapids, so fingers crossed I could run it. The other concern is that, like, I can run it, but it's a little iffy, and then right after it is a mandatory portage, so if you dump, you and or your canoe will go over the Class 5, so I'm hoping that's not the case, but we'll see. I'm going to take a closer look. Well, this actually looks pretty straightforward. There's some big, scary stuff in there, but there's plenty of room, more or less, to avoid it and shift back and forth across the side of the river. I'd have to come in right, get left, get back right, and then hit the middle. But the thing is, it rages around the corner, which means, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to walk way down there and scout that blind corner, because the map shows back-to-back rapids, and I believe the second one might be more intense. So if by chance there's a, a Class 4 right around the corner, or a Class 5 or a waterfall that I can't run, I might have to portage all of this, which would suck. But you see how the river disappears. That's pretty dangerous. You don't want to just head off into this without knowing what's around the corner. Some gnarly looking rocks there. That's what a portage trail looks like here. But it is evidence that this river was traveled by indigenous people. I don't know if they would have taken it on at these water levels. Oh, wow, unfortunately, it looks like a portage. Bummer. If the water is just a little lower, it would be totally doable, but it's just that one big part where it pours over, and then just the irregularity of the waves and the crazy boiling current, curling waves coming back both and forth, irregularly popping up here and there, and then plus all this past it, and the current doesn't slow, and then there's another Class 3 around the corner. So this is Class 3, then Class 2, then Class 3 non-stop. So I can't take a risk at running that when I'm out here alone and swimming all of this. It's just too dangerous. So I'm gonna have to portage it, and might as well get it over with. So what I'll do is I'll portage to here, and then I'll walk to the end of the point and look at what part of the rapid I can't see, and if it's good, I'll run this rapid here. If not, I'll portage over the point and put it over there. So that's what I should do, so I better get going. No time like the present. Well, you can see here that although the water level's high, it's definitely not in flood. In flood conditions, it would be washing through here, and this would not be a safe place to be. Here's the main reason we're portaging this. Anyways, I think I'm gonna get my boat and paddle it or wade it up to here so I can start carrying from here. I'm starting to get concerned. I keep saying, okay, today I'm gonna make time, and I don't. Okay, well, I'll make time tomorrow, and then the next day comes, and portaging endlessly or scouting endlessly. It looks like maybe it's not going to be today that I make time. Maybe I can just push way into the evening again. I don't know, but I'm getting further and further behind here, unfortunately. And these are caribou prints. Well, I started wading it and realized that it would probably be better to line it because it gets pretty deep and swift. I can't really paddle down there because it's just too shallow, and then there's no eddy before the rapid, so I'd just be either bottoming out on rocks, getting stuck, or I'd be getting just swept down the rapid. A lot easier than portaging. Long gone for the Yukon, those northern lights I want to see. I'm long gone for the Yukon, boy, as the Yukon is calling for me. Okay, first trip. Here we go. Well, pretty much almost there. Last 50 meters, no brakes. Not bad for double packing. Wow, just a willow. Whoa, holy nightmare. Oh my god. Oh, I thought I was home free. It's an enormous gully here. There's that point there. I don't know what's around the bend. It's a marked rapid, so it could be something pretty gnarly. But this current is just screaming through there. Should be a pretty fun run if I don't dump. I imagine that prospectors would have come up here poling and wading upriver. Probably would have waited till the river was lower. And you know, most people headed to the Klondike down from Dawson, but people have been prospecting all over the place since, you know, 1898 was the Klondike Stampede. You know, there still was no float planes, no access to the Yukon, so the rivers were the highways, and a lot of people showed up on the Klondike and everything was staked, and so some went up the Stewart and some went different ways. And then people searched around for the mother lode for many years thereafter and still are doing it. Yeah, so that could have added to these portage trails, which at least help keep them intact. But I've seen portage trails that literally have had maybe 5 people walk on them since 1948, and you can still see them. And the Bonnet Plume this river was named after specifically was a chief who is completely legendary in the Yukon. So I imagine he probably traveled parts of it, if not the lower stretches, and came up as well. So just interesting because every trail has a story, and just thinking about the trails and who walked on them before you were here in times past is just a very connecting and interesting feeling, as are the beautiful expanses of wilderness that surround us. And there is the clear water for me to take. Awesome. I drank a little, but just in case, I have this squeeze filter here. It's a Catadine squeeze filter top and a Hydro Flask bottle, which is way more heavy duty than the Catadine's bottle. So you can drink straight out of this and squeeze into your mouth, but then you don't just get to chug that wonderful water, or you can do this. Hopefully that's it, but either way there's a raging fastly moving, irregular waved class 3 right in front of me, which potentially I might dump on actually, or smash full speed into a boulder. And yeah, so that's enough of a challenge, but hopefully I don't have to continue portaging. I can run this, but I got to check and see what's around that corner. Here's the part that I couldn't see. Some boils and whirlpools. They can be tricky. Holy f, another intense rapid down there. I scouted around this blind corner at the end of this big point, and there's nothing really here. Some tricky boils and whirlpools, but nothing I can't manage. However, just downriver from them are a bunch of pinning boulders where if I did dump in this rapid up here, there's a good chance my canoe gets wrapped around a boulder and smashed and potentially irretrievably held on there. After this is just continuous class 1-2 rapids that lead right up to another blind corner and what looks like a raging rapid, probably the next marked rapid on the topographic map. And from here it already looks like it might need to be a portage too, which is nuts. So this day is turning out to be pretty interesting and hair-raising, but anyways, take it a step at a time. I think I'm gonna go back, jump in my canoe and run this rapid as carefully as possible though. Here we go. Pretty freaking intense class 3 coming up here, and then pushy class 1-2, and then right into the next rapid. Boils, I'm telling you, the boiling current, it'll get you. Doesn't even look like much. Holy, this one looks raging too. Anyways, that was definitely a class 3 because of all that current. I gotta go scout this out. The portage trail I put in at actually just continues and bypasses all of this because we have another big class 3 here. The crazy part of the other one was the boiling eddy and all the swirling, churning, crazy currents mixed with irregular kind of side waves. This one's a little more straightforward, like the waves aren't curling, and I don't see that. That's what really messed with me, and it can be deceiving how crazy those boiling eddies and currents are. You get in them, they start pushing up, and you don't know whether you're going up or down, and you just get completely freaking lose complete control. I mean, I felt like I came close to tipping when I accidentally eddied out. Like, I just stay away from that boiling eddy. I shouldn't have gone close to it. Anyways, I mean, this is manageable, just big waves. That's a class 3. The other one was, oh no, a horrible boiling class 4 right at the base of this beautiful runnable rapid. How depressing. Honestly, this is just high water. If this was lower water, I'd just run this no problem. Just not even that much lower, but right now it's just crazy. Well, I came to have a look at it. Doesn't look so bad, but I'd have to run perfectly along that line. If I got into this here or that there, look at the boiling eddy here, that would be all kinds of trouble. Crazy boils here. I found a cheat route down the left, which is a boulder dodge, and I can miss those big, unfortunately, what would be heck of fun class 3 standing waves to hit, but the issue is that the end, there's one thin line with irregular waves and crazy boiling eddies on either side, and there's one thin tongue going through. If I hit those eddies, I'm gonna spin 180 without expecting it, like what happened to me back on the last rapid, and then I'll be in the eddy like this. It's a dangerous place to dump. Fortunately, there's no pinning boulders after that. There's no waterfall. There's actually a semi-calm spot, the calmest spot I've seen on the river all day. And I think if I did dump, I would probably have time to get my boat over, but there is another rapid downriver. So I'm hoping once I'm down past the next rapid that I'll be done for the day, but I'm worried it might be a portage too. At these water levels, like I've probably already been pushing it a little more than I should have anyways. I'm getting kind of sick of just being scared shitless all the time. Well, I'm gonna pick my way along the shore here, trying to take it slow. Baby, where gets real. Did it nice and slow. Didn't see that. Well, this is the last hurrah of this raging whitewater torrent where the rapids are marked on the Canadian topographic maps. Looks like just a ledge I'll be able to run. And right at the end, to cap it all off, I see a smashed in half canoe. Didn't work out too well for someone. Class 2 coming up, slows down a bit from what I can see, and then there's a corner, so we might have another one after that. It's all just like technical. Ooh, this looks actually pretty exciting. Always looks more intense coming into it than scouting. Serious drop here. Holy sh**. Woo! But I think I'm officially past those crazy rapids. Maybe now I can get ahead of schedule. It's gonna be a couple long days to do that, but I need to. Now every corner I see, I think it's gonna be like a class 10. Definitely was able to paddle a lot more, like a lot of people seem to portage that whole thing. When you see a smashed in half canoe at the bottom, you start to realize why. Surprise, surprise, another rapid. Who would have thought? Couldn't hit it left, it's just ledges and boulders. That's why I had to cut across that current and eddy out. Yeah, you'll see on my left this crazy boulder. once in a while you'll start looking at the mountains, you'll look up there and there'll be a ledge on river left or boulders on river right, and you'll have to get over to one side, and just brief moments of terror. We got another powerful rapid here, and I barely made it to shore. It's one that needs to be scouted. It seems to be very faintly marked on my map, so I put rapid question mark. Well, I guess the answer is there's a rapid here, so I'm gonna hop out again. Maybe after this I'll be past the rapids for the day. I might just camp on this gravel bar. It's probably getting pretty late, so. I've hardly made it anywhere today. Just a little debacle having to patch my dry suit this morning and waiting a while for it to dry. Ended up kind of portaging this morning too. Then ran the rapids and got into this crazy canyon. Took a while to portage, and the way I just have to fit my gear and load it all in and out of the boat takes a long time too. And the portage wasn't particularly short either, so that took time. And then just all the scouting because of all the rapids, and yeah, basically I've made it nowhere today. I was hoping to like bang off 40 clicks today. I think I've made like 10 clicks, but I'm gonna try not to worry too much. I think I've put the bulk of the like crazy rapids behind me. I've definitely put what I think I've put all the portages behind me. I don't know if I'll have to portage again on this river. This rapid here looks manageable for tomorrow morning, so that's good news. So maybe finally I will be able to make time. But anyways, this is a sick campsite. I noticed a little fire ring up there. Nice little place to put a tent too, so pretty stoked on this campsite. Bad view from this campsite. It's enough carrying of those bags for one day, for crying out loud. Lots of wood kicking around. Looking pretty good. A fire ring there. First signs of other people. Solar panel. It's been a struggle, but I almost got the battery recharged now that we've actually have some sun today and a decent amount yesterday. Got a couple batteries charged with it off of yesterday's charge, and today I bet you she's going to be full, so I won't have to leave it out tomorrow. Goal Zero Yeti 500. What should I call the gun? How about Slick Penelope? I don't know, it just popped in my head. Grizzly bear meets Slick Penelope. Surprisingly, my dry suit patch lasted today. I even had it submerged for a bit, no water got in, so that's something to celebrate. Oh, well, today was pretty fun. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was horrible. I mean, it was bad in that I didn't make it as far as I wanted to, and that I had to portage some stuff I thought I'd be able to run, but overall, beautiful country. Saw caribou this morning, and beautiful day, so what more can you ask for? Guess I could have caught a fish. The fishing's really died off. I tried an eddy yesterday. I saw a grayling jumping and swimming around in it. Took several casts, didn't hook into it, and then tributaries have been too slow moving, not really enough to create a nice eddy for fishing, so I can't expect it to be like it was back at Bonnet Plume Lake, where it's just load in central, you know? Loving this new MSR tent. I fly starship across the universe divide, and when I reach the other side, I'll find a place to rest my spirit if I can. Done! In the bag. Just putting together a tripod. I'll show you why in a minute, but I'm gonna put on some Muscal lotion. This is 30% deep, and this will just keep the mosquitoes off my face while I'm trying to work. Just using my Cold Steel Outdoorsman rig a little pot hanging device. Just made that little groove. Chopped that with the knife. Pot will hang on there with that over the fire. The kind of stew I'm going to make is a Rubaroo. It's the traditional kind of stew that the voyageurs used to make, coureur de bois. So I have some homemade pemmican, some split peas, a little bit of basically water, canned corn. I'm going to use maybe some bacon and some beef jerky, rehydrate that. We're going to have light for a while, but look like the sun's up for a bit. Oh, so it's nice and warm. I just can't even tell you how freaking beautiful it is here, man. The air smells incredible, like this campsite. Maybe I should have pushed on today, I don't know. Probably could have made it a ways further, but then I would have just like pulled up to camp, ate a granola bar, and like crawled into bed. So hopefully I can make some better time moving forward, but anyways, gotta go cut some wood. We've also got bacon and beef jerky as well in there. Ripped up about a half a pack of ready crisp bacon. Solar generator has a full charge, baby. Look at that. This is the Goal Zero Yeti 500X. I think I made too much, but that is a Rubaroo. You can really taste the pemmican, even the blueberries in the pemmican, and the jerky I used was hot and sweet flavored, so you can taste that spicy heat in here. But look at that, so rich. Dinner. Looks like there might be a place to camp after all. Littered with wolf prints.